Hello everyone, so it's Aisha here, and today I'd like to share to you things that I have learned during our English for Business writing class. First of all, I'd like to start with the reader's shoes. If you want your readers to understand what you've written or to be interested in your document that you've written, you may want to put yourself into their shoes, understand what do they know about the topic that you've written and what more do they want to know about it. And the next one is redundant words. For redundant words, you may not want to repeat the same sentences or the same words again and again and again, because it may seem very boring for the person, and it's really not a good idea to use the same thing over and over again. And the next one is one sim and two comms. For one sim and two comms, you use one simple sentence and one complex sentence, or one compound sentence, you mix them together. If you use this one sim and two comms, you can also in another step that we have learned, you can vary your tone and your words, and it will seem very interesting for the person who's reading your document. And the next one is silo. Silo effects are usually it's a phrase which means that in businesses someone has a failure with the communication. So if you want to communicate well with your reader, you have to use easy words, something that they can understand. You should not go too technical or maybe use jargons or gobbledygooks. It's really not a good idea, even though you think that people may be impressed in it, but usually it will make them very annoyed because they totally don't understand anything that you've written. And the next one is email structure. For email structure, we have to put introduction, your greetings, body, and your pre-closing and closing, those things. And the next one, we also learned about the 4 blocks of planning your document. If you want to make a very good document, you have to plan first, and usually you may want to know what is your purpose, why are you writing? And the next one is the details, what are you going to put in your writing? And the next one is background and explanation, explain more of what you have written, and also what's next, what do you want the readers to do after they've read everything that you've written. And the next one is chronological and logical, connecting words. For example, chronological, we have first, next, second, finally, or it's according to the time. And for logical, maybe you can use such as, for example, which is, and there are many others. And the next one is signaling intentions. If you want to change your topic and you want to tell what's your purpose, then you can use some signaling intentions, what are you going to say. And the next one is the paragraph layout, the spacing and stuff. For example, maybe you want to create a new paragraph, so you can leave maybe one space so that your document will seem clean and it's easier to read and understand what you've written. And well, that's all. And I'd like to thank Ajahn Tisanesh Akaratsatsiri, because he's the lecturer who has taught us many things. And it's really very interesting. I've learned a lot in this course, and it's really amazing. Even in the class, sometimes I know writing can seem boring, but there were times we still tried to make it fun, and yes, it was that's why I've learned a lot, and it's really interesting. Everything we've learned, it's really you can use it for the future. Maybe if we are already in business and we want to write a good email, good letter, or good document for another person to read, then we have learned like most of them already. We have even learned about the minutes taker also, which is very good. And that's all. I'd like to thank everyone who have taught us about it, especially Ajahn Tisanesh Akarat Satsiri or Ajahn Prince. Thank you.